week of December 12th through the 18th. I know it's been a while. Before we start, I simply want to provide updates. For those of you that are new, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are returning, it's really great to see you. I don't even say this enough, but I help at the root of everything that I do. I really help people connect to who they are on the soul being, soul level, and to learn how to trust themselves. And I do this through a modality of ways, or I should say a variety of modalities. And I wanted to briefly, very briefly, take the time to let you know what's happening until the end of the year. Things have just felt a little bit off. I have been feeling very disconnected and needed to take some time off. I injured myself last week, as per my post. For those of you that may have seen it, that's why there wasn't a live stream for tarot readings. It was difficult for me to make repetitive movements and to shuffle. And it's still a little bit off, but a lot of salt baths have helped. And I want to thank you all for your kind messages, your emails. Thank you all for supporting this channel and me, and for being a part of its growth. We've reached about 300 folks, and I'm really grateful to have you all a part of this community and to see things continue to develop. And so with that, I want to tell you at this moment, I'm working on your December 2022 readings. I almost said 2023, I'm way up ahead. So my apologies for being late, and I thank you on my end too for your patience. I'm also working on the 2023 year ahead readings, right? Not the individual months. And so that's coming out soon. Stay tuned. I wanted to check in too and let everyone know and ask too, how are you all feeling? How has your December been like? Like I mentioned very early, it's been a little bit disconnecting for me. I felt a little bit off, almost like someone paused a movie, like my life, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? I felt a little bit off. And so again, I know it's the energies. There's been a lot happening. We went from primarily Sag energy. We are in the last week of Sag. And so there's a shift, and there's maybe some confusion happening. And I know for me personally, I've just been feeling that push and pull, trying to wrap things up, trying to finish a lot of things. I feel like my never-ending list is growing, and so I'm focused on what can I do intentionally and meaningfully that will have the most impact. And so please comment down below. I'd love to hear how you're doing. I know it's been a while since I've seen and connected with some of you all in live streams, in the comments. Let me know how your season is going, what you're looking forward to, what's happening. I'm wishing you, as always, the best. We are going to pivot to the Astrocap right now. And with that, I want to say we're in the last full week of Sagittarius, of the sun being in Sag, I should say. And as much as I enjoyed, and I hope you all enjoyed that burst of light and energy and fun and adventure and sense of, wow, what's new, what's out there, I feel like this change and this transition as we ingress into Capricorn is going to ground us, keep us very down to earth, practical, and allow us to really get focused and receive that clarity, or actually use that clarity, that illumination, that knowledge that we've been receiving, especially with last week's full moon in Gemini, to piece together and make a game plan for what it is that we want to go after. And so more on that next week. I don't want to get too much into Capricorn. We also have the solstice, whether it's the winter or summer solstice, wherever you are in the world, that is coming up next week as well. So a lot of shifts happening where we're ending something, things are going to begin. We're going to feel that fresh energy and cycle. So stay tuned to that. We are also entering the shadow period, I should say, of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn officially starts December 29th, but the 15th marks its 2-week pre-shadow retrograde. So you may be feeling a little bit maybe topsy-turvy up here in the mental landscape with communication as well, and starting to experience some things. I feel like I've been saying this too. A lot of Mercury retrograde-ish type things have been happening. So I'm going with it. This Friday, I should say, December 16th, we have the last quarter moon with the sun in Sag forming a square with the moon in Virgo. Again, so this is, even though we're dealing with mutable signs here and energies, all of the clarity, the light, the knowledge we've gained, there's some new way to use it, right? And these are very opposing, the energies are very different, I should say, not so much opposing. because they are mutable and they share that flexibility and being able to turn with the waves, turn with the tides is what I'm hearing. Almost like being a duck and floating with the tides. So it's about using what it is that you've learned, what it is that's been illuminated for you, and asking yourself, well, what am I going to do with this now? What am I going to do about X, Y, Z? Also thinking about changes you would like to make to some goals, to some plans, to whatever it is that you are currently working on, whether it could be as big as your spiritual path, your belief system with that Sag energy, all the way down to the minutia, to the details of like, you know what, I'm changing my meal plan for this week, or I'm going to be eating something different or taking a different route to work, or simply revamping my morning routine because I need to be able to do things differently that'll help me in this season of my life. But because of this square, which is not, I would say, a complete negative aspect, it just simply means that there could be some bumps in the road because we may be wanting to expand, to do things completely different, and then we're pulled back with that Virgo energy and we're like, no, we actually have to think about this some more and look at the nitty gritty and look at the details and plan. And so we've got that push-pull energy between Sag and Virgo. So something to keep in mind this week, because I know right now we have the moon in Virgo. And tomorrow it will be shifting, excuse me, we have the moon in Leo, and tomorrow it'll be shifting into Virgo. And so just keep that in mind. It's almost like having a crabby version of yourself with a super optimistic version, and both are like going at odds, like pulling one another. That's how I see it. So let's dive into the collective reading. Let's see what is happening for us this week, what we most need to be aware of. We're going to use some oracle and some tarot. What does the universe want all of us to know for this week, please? Does it feel like we're in an in-between? Because I keep getting that energy. We're in an in-between. Almost like you're in the dressing room and you're still trying on clothes and you haven't decided which pieces or items or outfits you want. That's the energy that I get this week. Still some things to wrap up, some final, why'd I get snafus in my head? Some final threads to wrap up. Okay. Card flipped. I felt it. We got 3 cards. Okay, first card, we got first quarter moon in Gemini, a blending of both worlds, right? With the full moon and the quarter moon that we have this week. Speak your world into being, and this was a prominent theme. I did not release anything about any intuitive messages or things to know about the full moon in Gemini last week, but Gemini is an air sign. It focuses on communication. It rules over platonic energies, relationships, I should say. And this is a very, very intellectual sign. It could be scatterbrained as well. It's ruled by Mercury. And so this lunation we had, and also the energies, because the lunation doesn't just end within the day. The energies continue on for a few weeks. And so this is about speaking what it is that you've learned, what it is that you're being called to bring to light, what it is that you need to express from your true essence. There have been a lot of things that may have been repressed or that you have been keeping down. Be sure, again, it's almost like making sure when you, I keep getting clothing references. It's almost like when you are changing out of an outfit. Make sure that you completely take everything off, right? As if you're preparing for bed. Wash your face, take the items off, put your pajamas on. Make sure that you really ask yourself, okay, have I expressed everything that I needed to? It doesn't have to be verbal. It could be passively, right? Through communication, blog, if you have platforms, or if you have emails. Hey, Christina, how are you? It's so good to see you. In any which way, and we always have, you know, Geminis represented by the twins. It could literally be something that you need to acknowledge like a truth, but also what you may need to speak into reality with someone else or with others. So this week we're being reminded Wow, a lot of mercurial energy here. Speak your world into being. I say that because we also have first quarter moon in Virgo, which is exactly this lunation that's happening this week. Assess the situation. And so some of you this week may be called to really dive deep into a situation, something that has been transpiring in your life. Thank you so much, Christina. I hope you're doing well too. I gave a brief update in the beginning of this, and I'll post an update. This week calls for really taking a look at what areas in your life may not be vibing. Also to note, because sometimes when we need to reassess, we focus on things that aren't working, but take a look too at what is working, because you want more of that. If there's a certain way that you communicate, that you desire to communicate or express yourself, or a way that you can relieve this energy and express it, it's going to help you in the long run. There's something here that requires completion about expressing your truth, because we've got throat chakra energy here, big time. And we got a lot of Mercury energy as well. Finally, we have the new moon in Cancer. Relax. We had the moon in Cancer over the weekend. And I kid you not, let me know if you all felt this. It felt like little tsunamis for me. It was emotional, and I'm like, why am I crying? You know, I'm like cooking, and all of a sudden I'm like crying. Very emotional. A lot of things were coming up for release. And we got all this blue. Blue signifies the throat chakra, also purple. And I feel like it's a meeting of the throat and the crown, because I said this, I think, maybe in last week's weekly energy reading. When we release that energy, I feel the stagnation here when it clears up and we just release it. It could be through tears, through songs, through singing. And that's something too I noted. I was singing a lot. YouTube actually put out, some of you may have seen this feature, if you listen to songs on YouTube and treat it like a podcast, or excuse me, like maybe like Spotify, Pandora, or like a music platform like I do. YouTube put together a collection of all of your top hits, or all the music you listen to. And you may have seen that, and I saw that, I'm like, oh cool. So I listened to it and I started singing, and I was just singing nonstop, and it felt freeing. So there's an element here of cleansing that energy, that stagnation, that blockage here in your throat. Speaking, relieving, releasing, crying, emotional expression too. Just a lot of blue, a lot of getting out. And Virgo and Gemini, they're not particularly known for being emotional. But with this Cancer, and again, Gemini, Virgo, Cancer we have here, these may be prominent placements for some of you. This may be bringing to light, where are we emotionally repressing or not tapping in within ourselves, or to ourselves, or with others. Because sometimes if we're feeling a little bit detached from certain situations, from certain circumstances, we may have to first tap into our emotional state. And relaxing allows us to do this. Have you ever noticed, if you've experienced some type of body, body therapy practice, like a massage, or even dance or yoga, to that effect, you cry. Sometimes we experience deep repressed emotions that are stuck, or that have been stuck, and that have not wanted to come out. And when we do something that allows us to nurture that and to feel that and to connect with ourselves, it comes out. And this is this energy here. Perhaps this is before, I almost heard this is the calm before the storm, although I don't see it as a storm, before we really shift completely into Capricorn energy. Let's continue on and see what else we need to know, because I sense a lot of, this reminds me of Hermit. It's interesting because we got 2 and 1 in terms of people. I got Hermit energy here, right? And with Capricorn energy, it's very much about focusing on what it is you want to manifest and bring to fruition. But with the seasons too, it also includes and incorporates rest and taking time for yourself, depending on where Capricorn may be transiting in your natal chart. I'll just say, when we started December, I'm so glad this resonates, Christina. I feel this, wow, this energy in the past couple of weeks, it's been kind of disjointed. It's been a little bit off. And I feel like when we started December with Sag, it was full on excitement, a lot of buzz, a lot of just excitement, planning, optimism, you know, a shift from Scorpio season. But as we're getting ready to close out this calendar year, right, there's a lot of tapping into our emotions and almost, I won't say sadness, but it's an ending of sorts. So there's a lot of things people are wrapping up. Okay. What else do we need to know? I'm making up my own names for these oracles. Soul Journey. I don't think this is the Soul Journey deck. Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler deck. I tend to make up my own name sometimes. Look at this. We've got Cleansing Waters. Purification activates vibrant life force energy. Total Cancer. Water, Pisces, Scorpio as well. This is a need to release your emotions. Some of you may have felt the need, may have been crying or will be this week, releasing, like opening the floodgates, opening your heart chakra, tapping into things that are coming to a close for you, things that you may have to make decisions about, to finalize, to gain clarity. It may be affecting your heart chakra as well because it's an emotional gateway here. We feel it. Whenever we feel anything and we tap into our own body, our own emotions, we feel it. And so I feel like this is going to bring in not just release and healing and cleansing, almost like a catharsis, but it's going to help release. I'm getting just, when you open a dam, I've never been to a dam, but I'm seeing like almost barn gates, barn doors, like when you shift them from horizontally, it's not a regular door that you open and everything rushes out. That's what I'm just seeing right now. I feel like there's going to be a tremendous relief you may be feeling this week. Something may be coming to a close for you, and doesn't have to mean something tangible, like in a material sense, like in your physical reality. It could be just something like a mindset or a belief system or a choice that you make where you're like, you know what? I'm not going back anymore. I'm not looking back or ruminating or kind of marinating in that. I'm going forward. Things may be hard. Yes, some people may be leaving or certain situations are taking me in a different direction, but I'm going forward. So there's a sense here to really, really get in touch with that. And also too, this is where the messages are coming in, because like I mentioned earlier, I felt a disconnect. There was a disconnect in the energy, a disconnect with what was around me too. And I'm like, okay, perhaps that's why I injured my shoulder when I was trying to lift weights and thinking, okay, I'll just do like an hour after not doing weights for a long time. Well, no, you have to take time and have that transition, right? With any aspect of your life. And for me, it made me realize, well, now I have to actually rest. And during that time, I recouped a lot of this connection within myself. So in that same vein, if you've been feeling a little bit disjointed, a little bit like, I have no idea what I'm doing, where I'm going, it's okay. It's okay. This may be your soul speaking to you and telling you, you know what? Now's not the time to make any definitive choices or decisions or anything related to whatever it is you're examining, because it could be, I'm getting life path a lot, purpose, jobs, I'm getting life path, missions, that type of energy. It may be time to simply rest, and we're going into that season. I see dragonfly here and the lotus. These signify beginnings and changes as well. You see it right here? This may also signify with the water, I'm getting like a lot of mother energy, feminine energy, but mother figure or self-mothering. This could be part of your self-love or reparenting process. I'm getting that energy to really tap in. This is Cancerian again. I got like mom in my head. So this could be a week where if this is something you've been dealing with a mother figure in your life, or something that's coming up, or with a feminine in your life, feminine energy, I should say, taking this respite, taking this time away is going to allow you to, it's like relaxing your body so that your mind can relax as well. And it'll allow you to clear your mind, clear the clouds up here and rest. There's a sense of energetic depletion. There's been just a lot of buzz happening. You know, this seems almost like the opposite of this energy. We have passion and pleasure. Savor your life. To me, this is also indicating a lot of intentionality. We've been hearing buzzwords, and this is something in the community, but also right now, and especially with the pandemic that started, you know, almost 3 years ago. In just a few months, it'll be 3 years ago. I can't believe it. But it shifted the values, priorities for so many people across so many aspects of their lives. And I'm getting the energy of intentionality here, of slowing down, of presence. Don't focus on the past, don't focus on the future, because you can't change either one. You can't change what's already been done, what's already happened. You can only learn from it and move forward. With the future, and this is easier said than done, but you can worry all you want, but it's not going to change anything. It's not going to do anything. The only thing we have is the now, is our current moment in which we are breathing. So there's something here about returning to a life, it's not the life, to a state. I'm getting like electrical current. So it's like to a current state of living, a current state of being that is more meaningful, where you feel more emotionally connected. So again, it doesn't mean you have to go all out and be like, you know what, I'm going to go party, I'm going to go dance. No, this is going to be very different, but this is about finding that joie de vivre, you know, that joy of life that many cultures espouse, but that really humankind that they want. Most people just want to be happy, but it takes going within, finding that spark within yourself and realizing, okay, it's time to take a step back and really focus on what is it that I want my life to look like? How can I bring more joy? How can I be more intentional? What is it that is clouding my life right now that I can get rid of or simplify or remove? What's not working? There's a sense of removal here, stripping away, because with the water energy, it's cleansing, right? So it's about removing anything that's not working this week, not just energetically, not just through communication and speaking, but also around you. I almost get like, it's like an energetic reset. Trying to find that spark within yourself. Uh-oh. I just have these cards and they're sliding everywhere. Let's get some tarot. What time is it? Okay. Let's see what other messages pop through. Today feels so sullen. I don't know how it is where you all are at. I don't think it's even 5 yet where I'm at. No, it's 4:40 p.m. Hey Kayla, how are you? How's it going? There's like a stillness, almost like the universe wants us to just pause, reflect. What is it when there's a fire? Drop, stop, and roll? I got that in my head. It's almost like the universe wants us to just like be like, okay, stop. Where are you right now? What's happening? Because I feel like a hurriedness, a rushed feeling of sense of trying to get so much done and so much happening and going. You're good, just in my head lately. Same thing here. Feeling the same way. Not surprised where we're having a lot of Mercury energy. We have Gemini and Virgo that came out here. Okay. What other messages, please, does the universe want us to know for this week? What general guidance does the universe have for us? Got 2 cards. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. You know, interesting, 10 of Wands can represent some type of conflict. I get internal turmoil sometimes. What do we have at the bottom? 2 of Swords. So again, it could be internal conflict, some type of confusion, but I also feel like this is coming to an end. There's an expression here that's happening this week, an energetic expression, and therefore a release and a cleanup. We got the Hierophant, Taurus energy, and we got Two of Cups, water, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This immediately I get, there's like a sense of structure, a sense of routine for a deeper connection within ourselves. It's almost like making that, it's almost like making a contract, a commitment to yourself and realizing, okay, it's time to assess. I mean, Taurus is an earth energy. It's all about structure, but looking at the long term, the longevity of things, not just doing quick fixes to get something done. They take house building seriously, for example. Think of like the little pigs, if you're familiar with the cartoon. It's not just making a house and putting straw over it. They do brick by brick. That's the energy here that I'm getting. So there's something, again, about being very intentional, perhaps getting your favorite warm drink or cool drink wherever you are in the world, because we're all in different seasons, and sitting down and really asking yourself what it will make a difference right now in my day-to-day routine, but also in the day-to-day aspects of what I'm trying to build. I'm not talking about knowing the whole picture or trying to project and think you have to know all the pieces. It's really thinking about what are some small things that I can do. Where's that card? Oh, it went with another deck that can bring joy, because again, Taurus energy with the Hierophant, it's about sensuality. It's about bringing, also because Taurus is ruled by Venus, it's about bringing more beauty in our life, but also feel good energy. What can I do to enjoy the day-to-day, even if there's a lot happening around me, you know, whether it's with work or with family or changes that are happening or things that are moving. There's something about allowing you to focus on the present, but this is on a deeper level within yourself. This speaks to tremendously to focus on self-love, self-nurturing. I wanted to say self-pouring because I got like milk, like Cheerios with milk, but it's almost about making sure that you serve yourself, serve the food to yourself before others. So that's definitely a metaphor. So really making sure that you can honor and take care of your needs. And I'm not talking about anything outlandish, but these are just basic essential needs that can make a huge difference. With sleep, I know I've been getting more sleep than usual. It's made such a difference. I don't usually go to bed until maybe midnight. The other day I went to bed at 10:30 and I kid you not, I slept for like 11 hours. It was a weekend. And I felt really, really good. No alarm. And I asked myself too, what do I need right now? Is it to watch a movie or stay up reading more books or just actually get to sleep? So it's something to that effect. Maybe there's something in what you're eating. Maybe you want something more nurturing or warm or something cool. This deals with your basic needs. And then once those basic needs, once you've met them in a way that's allowing you to feel nourished, to feel good, to feel taken care of, to feel secure and comforted, then go on to the other levels. Because self-care, self-love, there's many layers to it, right? So this week, a lot of releasing here, whether it's through crying, expression, in different ways that you communicate. Journaling, speaking, asserting yourself, releasing that. Then there's a cleansing aspect here. Literally, that could take the note of a shower, of a bath, but it could also be just a release in emotions, in tears, in anger, in expressing that. And then there's a need to then reflect, revise. I feel like I'm doing a mini goal planning session here, but this is about tapping into you. Get some Empress energy as well. This is about filling your cup and making sure there's balance there. There's why am I hearing equanimity within ourselves? It could be like an inner harmony, making sure that where we are right now, that no matter what is happening around us, it's almost like, I keep seeing like a storm, that we feel secure, we feel good going forward. Hey Pooja, how are you? Okay, let's continue on. I love this energy of Two of Cups. I'll say too, For some of you, not all, because primarily, because I also I'm an intuitive reader as well, I got this focus on self-care. For some of you that are in relationships right now, you will be going to a more committed next stage. You're going to another level of commitment. I think I said that a little bit weird. Because the Hierophant signifies contract. Venus rules over contracts as well. And this could signify solidification of a relationship. Like, okay, you're my partner. Whatever the title you use, I'm your partner. Or marriage or something long-term. So this to me, I feel like it's a blend. As you incorporate and really focus on taking care of yourself, this is going to bring in not just long-term fulfillment, emotional fulfillment and care and joy and love within yourself, but it'll also build that with any relationships that you have in your life. And for those of you that are calling in love, why am I getting love here? This is going to prime you. I saw a can of a paint primer. This is the type of messages I ask my guys to send me. Make it obvious. This is going to prime you, set up the foundation. I feel like for 2023, for those that are getting ready to go out there, this is about literally like getting your stuff in order. Okay, we got 2 more oracles. I should say 1 plus the closing animal spirit. What else do we need to know for this week, please? Okay, one more time. Okay, we got 1 card. Look at this. I kid you not. Hey, keep it on me. How are you? We got 29, forgive and release. If you've tuned in from the start, you've known I've been saying like release. We got cleansing waters here. There's something about letting these emotions, situations as well, contracts, we're wrapping up contracts, things are ending, to exit. We have when we carry love and forgiveness, we are stronger. We can keep our lessons learned without holding on to past hurts. You see all the light here? I feel like some of you may have felt a heaviness, may have felt, it's almost like an energetic burden you could have been taking on from others outside of you, but also carrying that within. And this is, again, signifying a lot of letting go, release, surrendering, whatever you call it. I feel like emotions are involved here. Crying, anger, especially with Mars retrograde. We have, again, Mercury retrograde coming up. So there's 2, releasing communication, like we have here with these 2 Mercury-ruled signs, Virgo and Gemini. So anything that has to be released, anything that may be mulling within you, that you have been thinking about a lot, ask yourself, have I done everything that I needed to on my end to close this out? It's almost like closing out a file, like an investigation I'm getting, but closing out a file and just putting that like red stamp, like done. It's that energy here. Because after that, that's when you can take that momentum, that energy forward, and then go to the next step, whether it's, okay, I'm done, maybe I need to heal and process these emotions and just work through them, journal through them, cry it out. But that's where is this a rose? I just stopped myself in the middle. You see, there looks like a rose here, or a red flower. Look at that. This, I mentioned earlier, the heart chakra. For some of you, this is it could be pertaining to just any relationship, but anything that causes emotional, that impacts your emotions. It could be any situation. Generally, it deals with people. This is about finally letting things go. I almost feel like Capricorn married Sagittarius, because with Capricorn energy, sometimes we may have a tendency to hold on to things longer than we need to. Okay, we're going to wrap this up with a final oracle from our animal spirits. I've been seeing, have you guys been seeing animals like repeatedly? Hey Kayla, no, not doing any readings, you all. I am simply posting the weekly energy reading. I posted a quick update in the beginning about what the rest of the year will look like, because everything is moving really quickly. But thanks for asking. What messages or message do our animal spirits have for us this week, please? Okay, we'll go one more time. Okay, we got one turned over. We got Moose, wisdom. I don't think you can see with this. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom of your soul. The ancestors speak through you, you know much. Every time, and we have like a winterish background here with mountains, it looks like snow, right? To me, it signifies rest, going within. It's almost like a hibernation type energy, but where's this Virgo? Right here? Like assessing the situation. I don't know if you guys have been feeling the energy around. All I know is right now, there's a sense of retreating. And with this first quarter moon that we do have actually coming up in Virgo, just like this card this week, there's a sense of going within and introspecting and really doing like a review of where we are right now. They're telling me to rest. Is that the message you're getting, Christina? I've been getting that a lot, to rest, and I feel like it's important now. Everyone, again, depending and wherever you are, no matter whether it's the northern or southern hemisphere, we are going through a shift next week. So there's a change in seasons and a shift in energies as well. So with that, there's going to come, again, endings and beginnings. So I hope this weekly guidance was able to provide some clarity, but also some confirmation. If you all have been sensing, seeing, and receiving information, there's a strong focus here on it's rest, but it's like almost for your soul, almost like to hibernate, but not in a hermit-like energy. It's like taking intentional time to assess, where am I right now? What do I need? And asking yourself, what can I do right now to meet this need and to release? Because there's a lot of release, whether it's coming this week or before the end of the year. I feel like there's a lot of tears coming, but that's going to pave the way for the next chapter. Because sometimes people, when we end things, we're like, okay, it's really done. Like whether you leave a job or you move or end a relationship. But it's not when you sit there and you actually think about it and then you get emotional. You're like, wow, I didn't really release that yet. That's what's happening and what we're all being called to do. Because things may have ended months ago, but you may have been feeling that nostalgia, that remembrance, looking back, review. And we're starting to get that with the upcoming Mercury retrograde, especially with relationships and Capricorn themes, right? You guys, I hope this helped. Thank you guys for being here. It was so good to see some of you. I know it seems like it's been a while. I'm so glad this helped. I'm glad you liked this reading, Christina. You all, I will be posting, what am I posting? I went blank. The live stream. And I'm working on your readings. That's something I mentioned earlier. I'm working on your December readings and 2023 readings. So stay tuned for those. I swear I'm trying to like stay present. Everything's moving really quickly and I'm also feeling very overwhelmed. So I'm not immune to this. I'm trying to be very intentional. Things are going to be shifting and changing with the channel, and more on that later. One day at a time. That's my mantra. I'm like one thing at a time, actually. So I hope you guys take care of yourself this week. Honor yourself. Take time for you. even if it means saying no to others or to something else. It's so important. I'll see you soon. Stay updated. Can't wait to see you at the live. Have a great evening, day, wherever you are. I'll talk to you guys soon.